there are presumably some issues here is that over time, we start to create patterns.
Yep.
We start to get into habits that sometimes can be helpful, but as we repeat them over and over and we find that they're no longer helpful, we don't actually change our habit loop. We keep doing what we've been doing because that's what worked the first 6 months of doing it, but now you're 6 years into it, you're still doing the same thing that only worked the first 6 months that you were in business. And that's why we keep doing what we are doing. We have such good results. We see that in fitness all the time too. People see such good results early on when they start doing things consistently, that after they are no longer working, all we still think about is what they did for us in the past. What are some of the ways that we can move past some of these things that are habitual roadblocks for us?
Yes. So one of my favorite things is time blocking, right? So oftentimes, if you're working with a client, whether it's virtual or in person, you're typically, going from client to client to client, and so that makes sense for your day, right? But what if you put some like buffer time in there? What if you allowed yourself the opportunity in between sessions, or maybe in between, 2 to 3 sessions, to put in 15 minutes? Right? 15 minutes really isn't necessarily going to change your schedule that much, but it may give you time to not feel like you're rushed having to run in the bathroom or grab a protein shake or, grab a bar or something like that, so that you just have a minute to yourself to collect your thoughts. So that's number one. We time block all of our clients, but we don't often time block what it is that we actually need, because we're usually running from client A to client B. Um, and then I would also say, make sure that you're tapping into your energy. So I'm sure, we've all gone through a series of clients or just feeling a little bit exhausted. And so maybe it's on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's when you're most saturated with your clients. And, you work from the morning until the evening or whatever it may be. But then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you're really working on your business. So I'm sure you guys have heard of this. You're either working in your business or working on your business. And we don't always give ourselves the opportunity to necessarily work on our business in the fitness industry. So, setting that time aside to do the things that we need to do on a consistent basis, because we all know we're not just trainers, we're not just fitness professionals. We work in marketing, we work in sales, we work in client retention, right? There's so many different avenues that we work in. And so just allowing yourself to see that, okay, this time needs to be categorized, needs to be grouped, it needs to be somewhere outside of just, working in the business, but I need to work on the business so that I'm not like miscalculating the time that I actually need for this to grow. So I think, just time awareness is something that is so important, that's often overlooked. I compare it to like stretching when I talk to my clients, because it's like, okay, I know I'm going to go home. You say you're going to stretch, and then you don't ever stretch. So if it's
Yeah.
on my calendar and it's in my calendar, I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to do this. And then it just allows you to have more of a holistic approach and really monitor your energy before you hit that burnout.